Let's face it, the PlayStation 1 destroyed the 5th generation of consoles. Say what you will about Nintendo 64's masterpieces like Ocarina of Time or Super Mario 64. Yes, they were revolutionary, but the PS1? It had a library. A monstrous, overwhelming, borderline ridiculous amount of games. So many, in fact, that even Sony probably forgot some of them existed. Quantity over quality? Maybe. But when you have that much quantity, some hidden gems naturally get buried. And let's be honest, some of y'all weren't even trying to look for them. So today, we're digging up the 10 PS1 hidden gems that most people slept on. And you might just feel a little guilty for missing out. Ever heard of Project Justice on the Dreamcast? Of course you have. It's a cult classic. But did you know it had a PlayStation 1 prequel called Rival Schools? No? How convenient. This was one of the earliest works of Hideaki Itsuno, yeah, the Devil May Cry guy. Tight mechanics, school rivalries, and in the Japanese version, a dating sim disguised as a character creator? Why did we not get that in the West? Oh right, because the 90s thought Americans couldn't handle flirting and fighting games. Action RPG meets survival horror meets a novel adaptation? Parasite Eve is what happens when Square Enix decides to be weird and brilliant at the same time. It's scary without being cheap, emotional without being melodramatic, and honestly, better at horror than the original Resident Evil. Is it less iconic than Silent Hill or Resident Evil? Sure. But does it deserve to be? That's the real question. A Wild West JRPG with killer music and a tone that screams SNES in a PS1 body. Wild Arms feels like it doesn't know what generation it belongs to. Too complex for the past, too simple for the future. But it works. The combat system hits, the world is intriguing, and that whistling intro song? Iconic. Is it a top-tier RPG? Probably not. But is it criminally underrated? Absolutely.
There's the enemy.
Let's mix fantasy, sci-fi, and space law violations. Star Ocean throws you into a planet you're not supposed to touch and then says, oops, too late. The result? One of the best written RPGs on the system with fast-paced action and branching stories that put some modern games to shame. It's chaotic, it's clever, and it's shockingly deep. So why does no one ever talk about it? You want a Zelda clone? Cool. How about the best Zelda clone ever made? Alundra isn't just inspired by A Link to the Past, it's spiritually possessed by it. The puzzles are brutal, the story is dark, and the gameplay? Chef's kiss. It's the 2D Zelda we should have gotten on consoles while Nintendo was busy fumbling with early 3D. And the sequel? Don't even bother. It's like Alundra 2 was made by people who hated fun. This spin-off puts the spotlight on Tron Bonne, and it's so weird it loops back around to genius. Dungeon crawling, heist planning, puzzle solving. It's a game with an identity crisis that somehow works better than the main Legends titles. Plus, Tron has more personality than Mega Man Volnut could ever dream of. Sorry, Blue Boy. Still salty about Legends 3 being cancelled? This game is your therapy session. Ugly models, weird combat, surprisingly mature themes. Legend of Legaia is a mess, but a beautiful one. It's like someone took a bizarre idea, threw in some heartfelt writing, and said, let's see what sticks. Spoiler, a lot of it does. The combo-based battle system is one of the coolest on the console, even if it takes a second to figure out. Is it polished? Is it passionate? Absolutely. Oh look, it's not Fire Emblem, except it totally is. Created by Fire Emblem's own father, Shuzu Keiga, Tearing Saga is basically what happens when you quit your job, but still sneak into the office and keep working. It's so similar to FE that Nintendo actually sued over it, which is hilarious because it's also just as good as peak Fire Emblem. Great story, great maps, and a fan translation that finally lets us experience it. Why this isn't talked about more is beyond me. You say you love Persona but haven't played Innocent Sin? Interesting. This game delivers the best story in the entire franchise. Yeah, better than 5. Better than 3. Deal with it. It didn't even get released in English at first because reasons. Probably because the story gets dark, political, and just straight up weird. But if you're serious about Persona, you owe it to yourself to play both Innocent Sin and Eternal Punishment. Just don't expect waifus and catchy jazz. This one's for the grown-ups. This one's controversial. Legend of Mana doesn't care about your expectations. It gives you a world map and says, figure it out, genius. No direction, no guidance, just vibes. But somehow it works. Want to raise monsters? Farm? Craft weapons? Play side stories out of order? Knock yourself out. It's the game equivalent of an open mic night where someone actually plays something profound. Confusing, yes, but beautifully so. Did we miss any hidden gems? Or are these just overrated cult favorites people pretend to love for clout? Drop your takes in the comments. And hey, if you disagree with this list, congratulations. You're officially a true PlayStation fan.